and I have a limited gag order.
You have been complaining about the judge's clerk, and you say that the judge is compromised and the clerk appears compromised. Tell me why.
Well, I actually can't tell you why because I'm gagged.
Right.
I can tell you that, we'll be filing papers to address all of those issues. And the fact that, frankly, Maria, I can't even discuss it with you, and I'm his spokeswoman, I'm his attorney, says a lot about what the judicial system, the state of our judicial system right now.
I think I did see that there were donations that the clerk had given, very supportive to the Democrats. That was one issue. Are you going to file to get a mistrial?
Yes.
When will you do that? Today?
Soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Okay. And how would that change?
That was Donald Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, on the Maria Bartiromo show on Fox. And at that point in time, Alina Habba had a gag order imposed on her for her behavior in the court, where she couldn't attack Judge Engoron, the judge presiding over the New York Attorney General civil fraud case, couldn't attack the judge's clerk, which she really wanted to do. So she went on Fox and had Maria Bartiromo attack the judge's law clerk. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network, and I just want you to think about how desperate you have to be in a case where your principal strategy is to attack the judge's principal law clerk. That's what the Trump team is doing. Go after the law clerk of Judge Engoron. Now, here's an equally absurd exclusive interview that the Daily Mail got with Alina Habba. This may be, it's a written interview. It may be one of the most absurd things I've ever read, period. I want to share it with you. I want you to just watch this interview with Alina Habba. Exclusive. Trump lawyer Alina Habba accuses New York Attorney General Letitia James of extortion in the New York fraud case during fiery interview, slamming judge's gag order because death threats are normal in such a high-profile case. Death threats are normal? No, they are not. And I just want you to think about that portion right there. Normalizing death threats. Death threats should not be normal, and we should not as a society accept that death threats are just a normal part of high-profile cases. Death threats should be pursued and taken very, very seriously wherever they are, and those who make them should be held accountable. And we shouldn't tolerate behavior of anybody in a case, Donald Trump or otherwise, who inspire, encourage, cause, lead to death threats occurring, no matter who you are. Let's take a look at this article. The fiery Trump attorney, the fiery Trump attorney said that the former president will not be sad if he can't do business in New York when the trial is over, but insists the Trump organization did no harm. I mean, were we interviewing a petulant third grade child? What is it? He will not be sad. Really, he won't be sad. That's why he lashes out every single day on his social media platform, whines and complains and behaves like a petulant little fascist baby. He will not be sad. I mean, just think about the language. And by the way, it's not just not being able to do business in New York. It could be disgorgement of hundreds of millions of dollars. I think he would be sad about losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Quote, "It would be a very difficult position for me to advise my client at this point to pay for what is effectively extortion," Habba told DailyMail.com in an exclusive interview. Letitia James is fighting for Deutsche Bank. What? Letitia James is fighting for Deutsche Bank. No, Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, is fighting for the people of New York. And here's the thing. We have undisputed facts, undisputed data of Donald Trump's fraud, where Donald Trump would claim a commercial property like Mar-a-Lago's actually residential property to take out more loans, where Donald Trump would claim a 30,000 triplex, where a 10,000 square foot triplex is a 30,000 square foot triplex, where Donald Trump would claim full occupancy with the highest possible rent where it's rent control and not full occupancy, where Donald Trump would play that same type of scheme over and over and over again in the different properties to fraudulently inflate his net worth, and as Judge Engoron found, in an undisputed amount. And then when they took the stand, when Donald Trump took the stand, when Eric took the stand, when Don Jr. took the stand, none of them knew anything about their own statement of financial condition. So if the three leaders of the organization are not saying that they're responsible for their statement of financial conditions, and then the outside professionals are talking about how the numbers are not accurate, how is a judge supposed to reach a decision?
If you're like me, morning coffee is non-negotiable, but I was tired of either waiting in line for an overpriced cup or settling for gritty, bitter coffee at home. Now I've switched to AeroPress and I'm never going back. It's so easy and convenient and incredibly unique. I never knew coffee at home could taste this good. AeroPress is like a French press, only better. It's the only press that uses a patented 3-in-1 brew technology, combining the best of several brew methods into one portable device for a completely unique and delicious flavor profile. Smooth, rich, and full-bodied without the bitterness and grit found in other presses. And as a bonus, AeroPress can brew thousands of recipes. AeroPress travels better than others too. It's compact and incredibly durable. That means you'll never have to endure terrible coffee at the hotel, on the job, or on an adventure again. It brews and cleans in less than 2 minutes. You just add medium fine coffee grounds, pour in hot water, stir for 5 seconds, brew for 30 seconds, then press into your favorite mug and enjoy. There's a reason why AeroPress is the barista's favorite home brewing tool. AeroPress is the best reviewed coffee press on the planet with more than 55,000 5-star reviews. Thoughtful, proven, and under $50. AeroPress is the perfect gift or stocking stuffer for every coffee lover in your life this holiday season. Don't settle for less than the best. They'll love it. AeroPress is shockingly affordable, less than $50, and we've got an incredible offer for our audience. Visit aeropress.com/Meidas. That's AEROPRESS.com/Meidas to save up to 20%. That's AeroPress.com/Meidas to save up to 20%. It's time to ditch the drive-thru, toss the French press, and say yes to better mornings fueled by better coffee. AeroPress ships to the USA and over 60 countries around the world, and we thank AeroPress for sponsoring this show.
If you claim Donald Trump is a powerful businessman who knows all of this, who runs a sprawling enterprise, if you want to say that, what powerful, sprawling businessman doesn't even look at their own financials ever? Or his sons, who were the co-trustees. Let's go on and look at this. The Attorney General has claimed that the Trump Organization used Deutsche Bank, its single largest credit lender, by inflating the value of Trump's companies to secure favorable loans for his hotels. The judge found, should be how this article is written, quote, "What harm did the Trump Organization do? They have created 1,000 jobs. They pay hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes. They have single-handedly changed the skyline of the city." I mean, this is North Korea level propaganda here. Now, what damage did the bank robber cause? They took the money. They invested in bonds. They made a lot of money. Then they returned the money to the bank and then took the rest of the money. What harm is possibly caused in that situation? I don't know. Should all of us, should all Americans go and fraudulently inflate the value of their property? Should that just be the standard? No one provides accurate statement of financial conditions. No one actually does that. Just make up numbers. Is that the world we're supposed to live in? And then say, but there was no damage at all. Who was injured when the fraud took place? Come on. The penalty of Trump could bar him from doing business in New York and result in hundreds of millions of dollars of damages. Quote, "I don't think he'll be so sad to leave at this point," Habba said. "I know he has good memories of it. I just don't think the city is what it was." We're talking about this like this is like sleepaway camp or something. I think he's had good memories of the camp, but he doesn't want to. Well, what are you talking about? This is a serious civil fraud case where the implications and import is that Donald Trump may be ordered to pay hundreds of millions of dollars. Goes back to say, Habba said that she and her team face constant threats too. "Death threats are a normal part of my life at this point," she told Daily Mail. It just is what it is. And that's okay, because that's part of being in front of a camera. And I'm not going to blame Jack Smith and Letitia James. They're not threatening you. Okay. And it's not a normal part of being in front of a camera to get death threats. Death threats need to be treated seriously, and there is a difference between. I don't see Jack Smith posting online, deranged Alina Habba, this or that, or something needs to happen to Alina. They're not posting that. Jack Smith isn't doing that. Letitia James isn't doing that. They're not doing what Donald Trump is doing, making these horrific accusations. It goes on to say, this is the article, a member of the Trump team shared a death threat against Habba from a man in prison for rape, harassment, and stalking. A member of the Trump team shared a threat, as I just said, and then it says, quote, if you do not get authorities to investigate the information I provided you, then when I get out of jail, I will come and kill your effing A, wrote the prisoner to Habba. Habba brushed off the threats and said added security precautions just come with the job. Okay, so you're comparing the threats that are coming from Donald Trump against Letitia James and Jack Smith and the judge and the law clerk. You're comparing that to some horrific prisoner who's made a threat against you, and that prisoner should be held accountable. Like, I don't think we go, whatevs, the prisoner said that. I think the consequences, if that prisoner made that death threat, there needs to be consequences against the prisoner for making the threat. There needs to be consequences against Donald Trump if he's making threats. There needs to be consequences, and we don't normalize this behavior. And the way she talked, death threats just come with the job. No. That's not something that should come with the job, and they should all be taken very, very seriously. But this gives you a window into Alina Habba accusing the New York Attorney General of extortion and then saying, death threats are normal. And Donald Trump, would it make him sad? It may make him a little sad. Only the best people, right? Exact opposite. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a good one.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.